They're all right. They're not aliens.
Do you think there's technology out there that we have not even found yet?
They're extraterrestrials. Okay?
Extraterrestrial.
Let's be political.
Yes.
Let's be not politically.
Well, I believe in aliens. His name's Jesus.
Yeah. See, that's your alien there.
But extraterrestrials, yes. Do you guys believe in extraterrestrials?
Of course.
All of us.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, this.
Do you think they've been here before?
Yes.
Or they just haven't found it yet? Do you think the government hides stuff from us that they know?
You know, I can't. It's so you know the Schrodinger's cat thing.
No.
So there's a cat in a box. You
Oh
you
yeah,
yes,
I've heard it. Yes.
So it's that you don't know. It's
that's on Repo Man, by the way. That movie, he talks about that story. Talk about the cat in the box.
Oh, with Jason Statham.
No, it's with Jude Law.
Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker? Or
Yeah.
Is it?
And he talks about that cat in the box theory.
I haven't seen it, but no, it's but as far as extraterrestrials in the government, it's I don't know. I'm not gonna form an opinion because I don't know.
Yeah.
But
you believe in extraterrestrials?
I know the government hides stuff from us.
Oh, they hide stuff from us daily.
I don't know what it is, so I can't really.
Exactly.
But I do believe there. I don't know. I shouldn't say I believe there are. I mean, how can there not be? It's impossible if there isn't.
There's too much universe. There's too much out there to say we're the only life forms in this
With this little
ass.
speck of dust.
Yeah, this little speck of dust. We're the only living things.
How can we say
the only
there's
living
nothing
planet
out there? That's ridiculous.
So, just to throw some scenario at you guys, since you guys are kind of...
We're not gonna have sex with aliens.
I would.
Extraterrestrials. Yeah.
Wait, in Mass Effect you were fucking aliens. Oh no, he was fucking dudes. Never mind.
That's fantasy. Doesn't count. Didn't really happen. You do a lot of things if you're pretending.
But for him, it happened. Anyways, no. So. Anyways,
I had this VR headset.
You know.
Yeah.
His wife came in. What are you doing? He just got the headphones, can't hear shit. Anyways.
You don't touch me like that.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Okay. So, I was reading a thing the other day where they said that what if there's altered dimensions?
Oh, I'm sure there is. I think all of that is possible.
Well, that's part of the current, I don't know, like string theory or something. There's like 13 dimensions.
Yep.
And they know like 3 of them or something.
And I think the extraterrestrials, I can't even say that word. I can't talk, by the way. But
ETs.
They are one of the species, if they exist, actually can go through the dimensions. And that's why like those shadow people are and stuff like that. Like they are like the people that are able to transport themselves through different dimensions.
Have you read the Fire in the Sky book?
I watched the movie. I haven't watched the.
So in the book,
I read the book.
The book.
I watched the book.
I watched it.
I watched it flip before my eyes.
So in the book, it's a lot different when he gets abducted. In the book, it makes sense to me because that's what I would think. The way the ship works, their whatever technology.
Yeah.
So they're in the ship, and these aliens, they're trying to do whatever to him. I think they're just, trying to be friends with him, but he's freaked out because, these weird-looking creatures are at him, so he's just going crazy. But he goes to this room, sits in the chairs, the captain's, or whatever, I don't know what they have, the driver's chair, and it's this little analog stick, or toggle, what is this thing called? Is that toggle?
Joystick?
Joystick, there we go. I think it's a joystick type thing, and
you wouldn't know what he was talking about unless you saw his hand gesture.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It was like you were being really aggressive.
Some invisible man.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But so he presses it forward and it just shoots down. And actually, I gotta give a little background on my idea of how these their ships work. So I assume they have their own gravitational field because they understand how magnets work. And I think they use them.
Oh yeah.
To create, because magnets create a kind of a gravitational field. And if you have your own gravitational field, you can just move through stuff like, just like nothing.
Yeah.
Speed doesn't matter, whatever. So he said he just pushed the thing forward and just like all of a sudden the sky was you know, like you see in Star Trek, where they're zooming past you and you
yeah.
start off and you got all freaked out. But he said that's what happened. So I assume that's how that works. But the book's a lot different than the movie. It's pretty. It's not.
That's
scary.
usually the case.
It's not scary. It's just
informative.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
It's all books are usually more detailed.
It sounds like they have a lot of different life forms within their. They go from the little ship to the main ship, and there's a lot of different types of species in there. Yeah. And I think he was just one of the ones they wanted to bring on board, but he was freaked out. So they're like, you know, he's still an animal, like a monkey, whatever. Get him out of here. We don't want this crazy thing here. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, I honestly think of some of these abduction things and stuff. I don't think all of them are true. I think some people are just crazy, but there are probably definitely a few or many that are very true. They just don't know how to explain it because we might be the dumbest life form that we know of out of the cosmos. You know,
probably.
They're like, let's go pick on them dumb humans again.
That's like
they
cow
probably
tipping.
don't even call us humans. Yeah. They probably call us
like fucking cow tipping.
They probably call us like they don't even name us humans. We call ourselves humans. They probably call us like species.
How did these
how
did these stupid animals build all this stuff? They're just stupid animals.
Dumb animals.
Look at they're trying.
They build stuff with bricks. They're so silly.
Right?
We don't even have to lift our bricks. They just float together.
Yeah. That's probably exactly what it is.
What if did you guys watch that movie The Fourth Kind?
That is I've watched tons of scary movies and none of them scare me. I actually think they're humorous. I watched that, didn't know it was going to be a scary movie. But it scared the shit out of me.
Amen to that.
I watched that and I heard owls fucking howling out my window or hooing or whatever you call it when they do that.
I did find out it was a fake.
Oh yeah, I did the research after I watched it, but it still freaked me the fuck out for the first like 30 minutes, an hour after I was done watching it. I was looking out my window, but I was going to get abducted, so I heard owls. I thought I heard a whole bunch of shit. Yeah. That is the only movie that scared the shit out of me as an adult.
They did a really good job of the whole story with the languages, the Sumerian, you know, the very first language they were using.
Yeah, that was a freaky ass movie. That's one of my favorite alien movies, but I don't like watching it in the dark by myself.
Yeah, that fucking.
It makes me uncomfortable, especially when they do like the weird shit where the mouth comes open and he's floating and shit. Yeah, that's just weird. Weird shit.
I thought I'm not gonna go to Alaska. I'm not going to the Nome.
See, I've actually been to Alaska, but I don't think I was somewhat near Nome. I was like not that close though. Yeah. I obviously didn't get abducted.
Or did you?
You
didn't know.
But
have you seen that movie? Have you seen that movie where the
maybe I got probed?
There was a movie with the extraterrestrials coming down, and they would take the humans on, do some research, wipe their memories, take them back. It's once they picked you, they would just keep reusing you over and over again.
Yeah.
What was that movie?
I don't know. There's a few like that, but is it a modern one or is it?
I think it came out within the last 4 or 5 years.
I watched it because I watched the alien movies.
It was like this family, and then there's this crazy guy, and he said you just have to accept it because if they picked you, you can't do anything. You're fucked.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know what you're talking about.
Do you think they do that though? Do you think?
Oh, I'm sure
you would know.
Well, I've also watched another one where they were relating the same subject, where they kept getting picked, and they come to find out, I forgot what movie it was too, but they come to find out it's the government doing it.
Oh, shit.
They want you to think it's aliens, but it's the government using humans as test subjects for stuff they're doing.
Damn.
And they dress up as, they confuse them and use all these drugs and use suits to make people think that they're aliens so that they look crazy. Because if you're going government, people are, checking me out, they might have a little more, clearance, or whatever.
You know what?
They might look into it a little more, but...
It could actually be a smart move just because...
So you're saying they should do this?
No. Listen. Because it's...
So if you're listening, Waze wants you... thinks he's giving you the A-OK on this.
No. Think about it. You are a large entity that people are always going to question.
Yep.
What better way to control the madness by creating the people that are like, oh my god, man, the government is listening to everything that we're doing, throwing out those conspiracy theories, and then you hear the guy talking, you're like, dude, you must have done too many drugs in your life. you're just crazy. Like, the government wouldn't do that. Like, coming from, you know what I mean? Sources.
Yeah.
You got your government, so it's like, hey, we're your government. And then you got this guy who's like freaking out of his mind about things that could be being done to him. Who are you gonna listen to? Like, nah, this guy's too crazy. I'll just stick with the guy. It's the more
Say, I don't
comfortable
want to listen
thing.
to the homeless looking guy in the street. I'll listen to the guy in the suit.
Exactly.
You guys should all listen to Coast to Coast.
Space Ghost?
No,
I
Coast to
love
Coast
that show.
AM. It's like all about this type of weird shit.
Shit.
Like where
I can't
how it
listen
gets
to those
covered
things.
up. It's only on at midnight on the radio.
Yeah,
so you
I-
have to be up. You have to be willing to listen to the radio for like
freaks
an
me
hour.
out. That's the shit they talk about on there.
Oh, it's freaky, and they bring up facts to it too. Like, I guess they found these huge ass like large, like giant skeletons, and they have facts and everything. But as soon as someone goes to, find these skeletons, they're gone. They're disappeared. No one can find them. It's like no one wants like. They talk about stuff like that. Aliens. They talk about gods. They talk about spirituality. They talk about a whole bunch of weird stuff. Ghosts. Paranormal stuff.